Good morning, everyone. Before we dive into the heart of today's topic, I want you to pause and picture something. Your mind as an enormous untapped engine. Inside it lie ideas, dreams, solutions, and possibilities, so many that it almost overwhelms you. And yet, for many of us, that engine often sits idling. We know it has potential, but we hesitate to turn the key, unsure of where to start or what will happen once we do. Think back to a time when you faced a challenge or a goal that seemed daunting. Perhaps you had a brilliant idea, but you didn't act. Perhaps you had the knowledge, the resources, even the support, but for some reason, momentum didn't start. That pause, that gap between knowing and doing, is where potential slips away. Today, we are going to explore the concept of cognitive momentum, the force that transforms hesitation into action, uncertainty into clarity, and small steps into unstoppable progress. This is not just about thinking faster or harder. It is about creating a flow of energy in your mind, a self-sustaining momentum that propels you forward. Over the next hour, we will uncover the science behind this phenomenon, hear inspiring stories of people who mastered it, and learn practical strategies you can use in your own life. By the end, you will understand how to ignite this momentum within yourself, and how that single spark can set your mind, your goals, and your life in motion. So I invite you to open your minds, let go of doubt, and prepare to discover how the power of cognitive momentum can transform not just what you think, but what you do, and ultimately, who you become. I want to start by asking you a simple question. How many of you have ever felt stuck? Maybe it was in your career, a relationship, or even just your daily routine. You knew what you wanted, but something inside you felt sluggish. Your mind was full of ideas, but your actions didn't match your intentions. That feeling, that subtle resistance, is something almost all of us experience. Today, I want to talk to you about a concept that could transform that feeling of stagnation into unstoppable progress. It's called cognitive momentum. Cognitive momentum is the idea that our minds, once properly aligned and activated, have a kind of self-sustaining energy, an intellectual force that drives creativity, focus, and decision-making. Much like a rolling boulder, once your mind is in motion, it becomes easier to build, to expand, to innovate. Over the next hour, I want to explore what cognitive momentum is, why it matters, and most importantly, how you can harness it in your own life. Section 1. Understanding cognitive momentum, 10 minutes. Let's start by defining it more clearly. Cognitive momentum is not just about thinking harder or faster. It's about directional energy in your thinking. Think of your brain as a river. If the water is stagnant, the river becomes muddy, unclear, and lifeless. But once the water starts flowing, it carries energy, it transports ideas, it nourishes the land around it. Cognitive momentum is that flow. Research in psychology and neuroscience shows us that our brains operate best when ideas, focus, and attention are moving in harmony. Once you take action on a thought, even a small one, your brain reinforces that neural pathway. With each subsequent thought or decision, momentum builds. This is why some of the most creative and successful people in history didn't wait for the perfect moment. They started moving, and their minds took over. They leveraged cognitive momentum to generate solutions, innovations, and breakthroughs. Section 2. The science behind it. 10 minutes. Let's talk science for a moment. Cognitive momentum is rooted in the principles of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through experience and repeated patterns. Every time you engage with an idea, solve a problem, or challenge yourself, neurons fire in specific patterns. Over time, these pathways strengthen, making certain kinds of thinking easier and faster. This is momentum in action. Once a neural pathway is activated, it's easier to follow it again. But it's not just about repetition. Momentum requires alignment. Your thoughts must be coherent, purposeful, and directed toward a meaningful goal. It's a combination of activation and direction that creates unstoppable mental energy. Studies have shown that people who maintain cognitive momentum are more creative, make better decisions, and recover from setbacks faster. This is not a soft skill. It's a scientifically measurable phenomenon. Section 3. Stories of cognitive momentum in action. 10 minutes. Now, let's look at real-life examples. Consider Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's cognitive momentum wasn't just persistence. It was the continuous engagement of his mind in a problem-solving flow. Each experiment, each iteration, built momentum that fueled the next breakthrough. Or look at Oprah Winfrey. Her life is a testament to using cognitive momentum to turn adversity into opportunity. She didn't wait for the perfect conditions to start building her empire. She started small, built energy, and leveraged it into massive impact. Even in our everyday lives, cognitive momentum plays out. Think about writing a book, learning a new skill, or launching a business. The first step is always the hardest. But once you take it, your mind starts generating solutions, spotting opportunities, and finding connections that were invisible before. Section 4. Building cognitive momentum, 15 minutes. So, how do we create cognitive momentum? How do we get our minds rolling like a well-oiled machine? Here are some strategies. 1. Start small. Start now. The first step is often the hardest. Momentum builds from action. Choose one small task, one tiny step, and do it. Don't wait for inspiration. Action inspires thought. 2. Eliminate mental friction. Clarity fuels momentum. Reduce distractions, simplify your environment, and make decisions about what really matters. Cognitive momentum thrives in a clear, focused mind. 3. Leverage early wins. Small successes are catalysts. Each win, no matter how minor, reinforces your neural pathways and accelerates momentum. Celebrate them. 4. Engage curiosity. Momentum grows when the mind is curious. Ask questions, explore ideas, and embrace the unknown. Curiosity is the fuel for cognitive flow. 5. Sustain energy. Momentum is not just mental, it's physical. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise all contribute to your cognitive capacity. A tired body slows a moving mind. 6. Anchor in purpose. Direction is as important as speed. Know your why. Momentum without purpose is like a train without tracks. It moves, but it may go nowhere meaningful. Section 5. Overcoming obstacles, 10 minutes. Even with all the strategies, momentum can falter. We face self-doubt, fear of failure, and the endless noise of modern life. How do we overcome these obstacles? Reframe failure as feedback. Momentum grows when we see mistakes as information, not judgment. Avoid analysis paralysis. Sometimes thinking too much stalls motion. Start with imperfect action. Build supportive systems. Surround yourself with people and environments that amplify your energy, not drain it. Remember, momentum is not a constant. It waxes and wanes, but the more you understand it, the better you become at reigniting it when it falters. Section 6. Cognitive momentum in society, 5 minutes. Cognitive momentum isn't just personal, it's societal. When communities, organizations, or nations harness momentum in thought, incredible transformations happen. Consider how technological revolutions happen. Ideas start small, but once a community engages, momentum spreads. Innovations compound, solutions accelerate, and society progresses. Each of us has the capacity to be a node in this momentum network. Closing, a call to action, 5 minutes. So here's my challenge to you today. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for inspiration to strike. Start. Take one step, build one idea, engage your mind and let it roll. Cognitive momentum is within you. It's the force that turns thought into action, struggle into growth, and ideas into reality. Harness it, nurture it, and watch how it transforms not just your life, but the lives of those around you. The world doesn't need more hesitation. It needs minds in motion. It needs people like you, building unstoppable momentum toward greatness. As we draw our time together to a close, I want to leave you with a final reflection. We have explored the nature of cognitive momentum, understood the science that powers it, witnessed the lives of people who harnessed it, and learned strategies to build it in our own lives. But beyond all of this, there is a simple truth. Momentum is born from motion. The smallest step, the tiniest action, the slightest commitment, when repeated with intention, can transform the trajectory of your life. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast field, holding a single seed in your hand. That seed seems small, almost insignificant, but once you plant it, nurture it, and care for it, it grows into something much larger than you ever imagined. Cognitive momentum works the same way. It begins small, but it grows, compounds, and eventually creates results that feel almost effortless, but only because you set it in motion. Now I challenge you to take that first step. Start the project you've been delaying. Take that call, write that page, brainstorm that idea, or simply act on a thought. Let your mind take over. Let curiosity, purpose, and action feed each other. Sustain your energy. Navigate obstacles with resilience. And as your momentum grows, notice how it transforms not only your goals, but the way you experience the world. Remember, the world is always moving forward, with or without us. By igniting cognitive momentum, you choose to move with it, to shape your life intentionally, and to create an impact that matters. The journey begins now, with one step, one thought, one action. And from there, the possibilities are endless. Go forth, begin, move, and let the power of your mind carry you farther than you ever imagined.